Just providing you a short update on what OSHA has been up to regarding COVID. As some of you may know, OSHA was getting some pressure from various public entities and the public about what it was doing regarding COVID. And OSHA has started. They've had months to do so, months to investigate claims. They have up to 6 months to do their investigations. And as we know, this started in March, and OSHA has over the past several weeks really started issuing citations in earnest that are COVID related. And we know this because each week OSHA updates its website to list the number of employers that it has cited and also give a total penalty amount. And so in the most recent update that OSHA has provided, it has announced that it has cited 112 establishments for violations, resulting in proposed penalties totaling about $1.6 million. And OSHA also lists all of the entities that it cites for COVID violations on its website. So you should be aware of that. Now, OSHA also states what it recommends employers do and continue to do to keep their employees safe, and also avoid citations to the extent that employees are using respirators. They should, or employers, or the employees of an employer using respirators. The employer should implement a written respiratory protection program, provide medical evaluation, respirator fit testing, training on the proper use of a respirator, and personnel of protective equipment. And of course, for any injuries, work-related injuries or illnesses that occur, the employer must record those as required per the record-keeping regulations. And then for any work-related hospitalizations or fatalities, those must be reported as well per OSHA's regulations. Now, for a work-related hospitalization of an employee, that has to be reported within 24 hours. For a work-related fatality, that has to be reported within 8 hours. So one other aspect regarding that I'd like to update you all about is that OSHA has clarified reporting for COVID-related hospitalizations. So it reported this question and answer on its website. An employee has been hospitalized with a work-related confirmed case of COVID. Do I need to report this inpatient hospitalization to OSHA? And under its answer, it says, for cases of COVID, the term incident in the regulation means an exposure to COVID in the workplace. So here's the key part. Therefore, in order to be reportable, an inpatient hospitalization due to COVID must occur within 24 hours of an exposure to COVID at work. The employer must report such hospitalization within 24 hours of knowing both the employee has been inpatient hospitalized and that the reason for hospitalization was a work-related case of COVID. So what this boils down to is that a lot of hospitalizations may not actually meet that requirement of COVID-related hospitalizations, because if the last exposure of the employee to COVID was more than 24 hours before the hospitalization, it doesn't need to be reported immediately to OSHA or within 24 hours per that requirement. So just wanted to let you know and keep you updated on that. And as always, we will keep you up to date on the latest and greatest regarding COVID-related laws and regulations.